it's exciting to have an engineer that like really cares about what you're doing, you know?
This is the Behind the Sound podcast where we talk to producers, engineers, artists, and other creatives alike. Hosted by Sean Gray and Manik.
Welcome to the podcast, fam.
Yeah. Thank you.
Behind the Sounds.
Thank you for having me. Regular working with you guys, but like this is a different vibe, you know?
Yeah, we're just trying to...
A little different from the music right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just gonna
sure.
lock in on a bunch of shit.
Exactly.
Just like pick your brain and talk about shit.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that.
Yeah, we're just gonna spread knowledge to the community and kind of give back to the people who help get us to where we are, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
might spark one brain to spark the next, you know?
Exactly.
The Cafe is calling me right now. This will be a good...
That's perfect timing.
Yo, you're on the podcast. Say what's good, man.
Say what's good, fam.
What's going on, bro? It's your big dog happy.
Yeah, that's actually perfect.
Direct, yes, sir.
Okay, but yeah, I'm just recording this podcast. I'm gonna hit you right back.
Perfect timing.
Every time. Yo, I want to ask, fam. So let's take this like way back. Like you were like you were a kid. Like, did you see yourself doing what you're doing right now?
Definitely. I think music was always like a passion for me. Even just like back in the days, just watching music videos and shit. I always fucked with it. At a certain point, I got like I say in like my teenage years, I said like fuck it, you know. I didn't really care for it. And then I got to the point where I was like, fuck it. I see like what niggas like Drake did, and like, you know, I see that you could be from Toronto and actually do something.
Mm-hmm.
So then that kind of opened up my eyes to shit. And then from there, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's work on some shit, you know? And then I got my bro, really was the one that got me into it at like 12. And then I kind of fell off it, like I said, in the teenage years. And then
how did he get you into it, though?
2018, we just dove back, made it happen.
Did he rap too?
Yeah, he rapped.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So so he got you into rapping.
Yeah, exactly. He was giving them bars back in the days, and then kind of just put me on, you know.
How much older is your brother?
Fuck, like 13 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah.
Damn, I wouldn't even been able to tell.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's my dog.
So like in high school, were you like in the halls, like doing the ciphers and shit?
Hell no. That's what I'm saying. I thought that shit was corny in high school. Like, you know, I just thought other ways, like you could hear it in my raps, you know, I just thought other ways would get me where I'm about to go. And then kind of, I just took it to the next level. Like after high school, whatever, like I said, 2018, I was like, you know, let's take it serious.
Yeah. What were you like? So like growing up in your household, like what kind of like music were your parents listening to, or you know, like what was
the inspiration?
What influenced you?
A lot of like old reggae.
Nice.
Different people. I can't even name them off the top of my head right now. Sanchez is coming to mind, like Bears Hammond. Those type of old school vibes. That's the type of shit my mom used to listen to, and then my sisters used to listen to obviously the R&B and shit. And then my brother, he used to listen to like fucking like Nas and like Nori. And like, all that shit. And then growing up, I just started to find my own shit, like Lil Wayne, Gucci, Future, you know?
Goats.
We're legends.
Yeah.
Legends, yeah.
Do you think like listening to like reggae and like R&B like plays a role in like the music that you make today?
Yeah, I'm trying to actually let it show more, but I feel like there's only so much you could do with you know, 9-10 songs on a project. Even when you do the deluxe after, it's like it's a whole nother project. So it's like, you know, it's never enough songs for me at this point. But I feel like later on in my career, I'll be able to let it show more. Or even with the next project, like, you know, just sprinkle it in there a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
Word.
That's dope.
So do you have these records that like show it more, and then like you just like not putting them out, or is it more so the fact of like you still gotta like create them?
Um, it's really about creating them, but at the same time, I got some different vibes already in the stash. Like I did a Spanish record in
Okay.
Sheesh.
Okay.
in Miami.
Sick.
A
Word.
few different artists out there. That was dope.
You were speaking Spanish on it?
I got a 1-2 words like I did 2 songs. So I did one song where I got a 1-2 words where I did some Spanish,
Mm.
and then the other song was like with like this Spanish English type like R&B dude, and Late Night Jiggy is his name,
Okay.
and I can't remember the next dude on the song, but he was speaking straight
Straight
Spanish. Yeah. He was just straight Spanish,
That's
and
dope.
then it's me. So dope little mixed vibe.
Was it were you like, you were rapping obviously?
Yeah, I was doing my same shit what I do, but just on like like an Afro beat.
Okay, got you.
I always try to stay towards my own sound,
Mm.
but like just bring it towards a different production, kind of different flows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously for different pockets, but yeah, for the most part, I try to stay to my sound.
Yeah, I've definitely like noticed that having been working with you over the last like year, that you are pretty versatile. You
Mhm.
can jump on different styles of production.
Mhm.
And it was one thing that I noticed when we were working on I Am Nothing Without.
Mhm.
That album is like
Crazy album.
it's not just like, because I was thinking about it like earlier today. I was thinking like, yo, like I listened to a lot of like projects and albums and like it today, and like they sound like just a bunch of singles kind of slapped together.
Mhm.
And I don't know what happened to like the art of like making an album. I think a lot of it,
Cohesiveness.
like, yeah, a lot of it is like because of like digital streaming, you know, really drives like the market. But like, even though we know that, you knew that, but you still decided to do this project. And it was like, in my opinion, it was very concise, cohesive, and like,
Just very well planned.
yeah, like, and what,
Everything was planned. Like,
Yeah.
cause that's when I was introduced to you like for real, like through that project,
Yeah.
and like just seeing that whole process, I was like, oh shit! Like people really like are intuitive into picking why certain things are in certain places
Mhm.
and everything like that. So
No, definitely, we're definitely very like calculated in what we did with that project.
is that kind of like how you approach like everything that you do, or was it just kind of like that?
Nah, I
project
kind of.
that-
This is my first time making a project, so like I always knew what I wanted in my heart, and like, okay, boom, I want it to sound like this, but I didn't know what those songs would sound like, so I had to create it, right? So just in the creative process, of course, you try different things. You be like, okay, let's try this vocal here, or let's try this here, or put this reverse here. So I just wanted it to blend, and I wanted to like, I'm very particular, like when it comes to making the track list, I make sure, okay, boom, there's this many type of this like turnt songs, or this many pain songs, or you know, like I'm very calculated with that. So I'm just trying to like capture the listener's ear while also keeping them up to tempo on what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to bring to the game, you know?
yeah. Yeah, I feel like you were like working with you on that project, like you were very creative. Personally, I don't see a whole lot of that, and it was very refreshing for me. Like, bro, there's even like we got a guy to do a guitar solo on like Muddy. Like, yo, that shit was hard, bro. Like, I don't see like a whole lot of that happening.
Yeah, I just tried to bring everything together, like that Piercy guitar solo.
Yeah,
It just went perfectly into 99 Problems.
yeah.
I just felt like, you know, it needed that.
Like, I got a lot of DMs about how that project sounded, and like, yo, the transitions were crazy. Like the beat switch ups were fucking nuts. Like everyone like had very positive things to say.
I feel like it's part of my
signature for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was just about to say, I feel like it's part of my sound now, like the beat switch ups, and like just not knowing what to expect. I feel like whenever I'm about to put out a song, you never know what it's gonna be. Not even based off the title. Like I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought "Letter from Miami" was probably gonna be something turnt, and then it was like the mellowest song. So it's like you never know what you're gonna get from me. I feel like with Trench Baby, I try to go more towards the melodic pain side because I felt like with "I'm Nothing Without" it was very celebratory. Lead single "Wave," "Lost All Faith," "No Purses," all those turnt songs. So I just felt like I needed something that was more melodic, more, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I went with the lead single, East Side, and then Better from Miami. And Stick will come after, but Stick is probably the most current song on there. And by the time you guys hear this,
Yeah, so I think by the time that this episode comes out, the project will already be out.
Yeah, exactly.
It comes out in this Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Couple days.
today's June 9th or June 7th.
Yeah.
Project comes out on
June 10th.
June 10th. So
About 3 days?
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear that.
I'm gonna have it on
hear it on-
repeat for the day. So
I want to hear it on DSPs like I never heard it before.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
How do you feel like when you are listening to it on like
It feels good.
on Spotify or Apple? Like
Yeah, it feels good. It's just I really be looking towards like what's gonna come after, like what comes with it. You know, like all the press, the billboards, all that shit. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that shit. Like just the after effect. You know, of people listening to what's your favorite song. You know,
Yeah.
because even with the last one, I didn't know Dior Me was gonna be a lot of people's favorite songs. You know, so.
I told you Dior Me.
Yeah,
was
Dior-
one of
Dior-
people's
Dior-
favorite
yeah.
songs, bro.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
told
really.
you.
Yeah.
I didn't really know that, so I feel like with every project, I'll start to know which ones people really gravitate towards, and that's kind of the reason why I made this project more melodic. So I'm like, okay, boom. When I released my last project, the melodic songs, Dior Me, the intro got more, you know. A lot of people really like those ones, so I was like, okay, cool. Let's try some more shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, so take me back to East Side.
East Side.
So yeah, me and Mamek have talked about it on our interviews.
There's like 10 versions.
I know. So like, so I'm gonna give you like a quick rundown of like kind of my side of it because it was not East Side. It was Ran Out of Love,
Yeah.
which had Mamek's production, some of Mamek's production on it with Hefe.
Yeah.
So when I got it, we kind of like we did a mix on it, and then I sent it to you, and then
I think that was the first time I hopped on a Mamek beat too, or a Mamek loop.
yeah,
It was just in the studio, we cooked it up. But what were you gonna say again?
I was just saying. Okay, so then we got the beat. We actually like mixed the whole record,
Yeah.
and then it was George. Was it George?
Yeah.
So me, you, and George jumped on Zoom
Yeah.
and fucking rearranged that shit.
Yeah. We fucking tore that shit apart. So yeah.
I just remember hearing about it. You were like, yo, I was just on a long ass Zoom call. Had to rearrange it.
Yeah. Fuck. I didn't really it's crazy because when I make my music I just be going full force. So when George had brought that to me, like, yo, I think it should go this way or whatever. I was like, yeah, I'm cool with it. Like, you know, let me hear how it will sound.
Yeah.
So when I heard it, I was like, okay, cool. I could vibe with it. But then after a while, I was like, nah, man, this is not it. I was so against it, you know? And then, like, later on, I was like, you know what? Let me listen to both versions. And then it started to grow on me, the version that you guys hear now. And then as that started to grow on me, I was just like, okay, cool. Let me rock with this one. I actually made that record in September of last year. So
That's
before
crazy.
I'm Nothing Without came out.
Damn.
It's just that it didn't, you know? It
Yeah.
didn't have time to be on the project. I already handed in the project in August.
Yeah.
So I made that in September in LA. Cooked that up.
So
I
then
split mine studio.
yeah. So then you asked me to leave an open verse,
Yeah.
and we didn't know who was gonna jump
be-
on it.
Yeah.
So tell me how we got Tusi on the record, and then what that was like working with him in the studio.
Trust me, I remember calling you and just trying to figure out who we should put on the record. I think
Yeah.
there was a few other names like No Cap. We were thinking about
Some
there's a
bigger-
few other names.
There's some bigger names that we
Yeah,
talked
exactly.
about. Yeah.
Some bigger names we talked about too. But yeah, just in general, I think Tusi fit the record best.
Mm-hmm.
He did this thing on there. I connected with him through Amp. His like one of his day one homies. Connected us. Pulled up to the studio on the A. He got it done in like 20, 30 minutes.
It's crazy.
Knocked it out, yeah.
That's crazy.
Word.
I remember sending it to you and you like mixed it in like fucking
Like the next
30
day, bro.
minutes. Yeah.
Like the
This
next
nigga
day.
mixed his verse in like 30 minutes and then fucking
Yo,
yeah, we got the call.
this guy calls me as soon as you send it. He's like, yo, the verse just came in. I'm mixing it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, it's literally like 3 in the morning. I'm like,
Right.
yo,
Yeah,
what
it's
is,
late.
what is this guy calling me for right now? He's like, yo,
You know,
mixing
like the listen to plugin. I was like, yo, bro. Like, here's the link for listen to. Like, come listen to this shit.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me. I feel like it's crazy that that's our first record too. Like I feel like a lot of the times like people that I work with, we just end up making magic, and our first record like is something that we both could like, you know, like remember in our mind, like, okay, that one was dope, you know? So
Yeah.
I feel like this one was a real dope one for you, you know? Hefe has his ones where it's like, okay, boom.
Yeah.
Ties and Wave was the first ones where we were on the label together and just, yeah.
Jeez.
That's
worked.
crazy.
Yeah. Those are big. Ties and
Exactly.
Wave.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So it's like those we made right in this room. So
Damn.
Yeah. Wow.
Damn. That's crazy.
That's crazy to think about. If you really think about it.
So I've noticed that you also work with like other producers too.
yeah,
So like not just Hefe.
yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So like how tell me a little bit about like how those relationships like come about, and then also like how do you handle like doing business with them?
Okay. I'm always open to new producers. Hefe is my main producer. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
I feel like we
Family.
yeah, exactly. We make a lot of the singles, the hits together. But when it comes to the body of project, I feel like when you get a full project from me, you're gonna always hear different producers, different sounds,
Mhm.
just so that we could just collectively build something, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like I build those relationships just by like hitting them, DM, whatever. You know, like I'm never too big to reach out to a producer and be like, yo,
Word.
producer could have 20 followers. I'll hit him and be like, yo, your shit's fire. Send me some shit. you
That's
know?
dope.
Yeah.
So you just find them like on IG.
So, yeah, randomly. Like the other day, somebody hit me in my DM. I didn't answer it, and then I seen him. I think I just seen his page randomly, and it said follow back, and I was like, damn, this nigga did mad shit, and he hit me in my DM already. So I'm just like, yo, let's get in some work.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm willing to work with anybody when it comes to producer, as long as you got that fire. It work. Yeah. And when it comes to business, like I manage myself, so I always try to be fair with producers, whatever they want, you know. We could kind of figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you had any like bad experiences with trying to do business with producers, or
Yeah.
you don't have to you don't have to give any names?
Nah, I'm
but-
not gonna
air them out. You
I'm
don't
not
have to
gonna
air
give
'em
no
out.
names. I just feel like at the end of the day, producers do their job. So at the end of the day, whatever they're asking for, it's up to me to figure that out ahead of time. You know, like if we settle on a number and we talk about it from before, then we have to be cool with that. Like I was just having a 2-hour conversation with Hefe before I came here about that shit. Like if someone asked me for something and they'd be like, okay, boom. From before I start working with them, or even while we're working, like, yo, if I give you this loop, it's gonna be $1,000, or if I give you this beat, it's gonna be $2,000, or whatever.
Right.
If they tell me that from the jump, then I know what to work from.
Yeah.
Like, you know, so
Instead of
like me and Mamek did business before, but before that, we never did business. So now I know his price. So now I know, okay, boom. If I hop on a Mamek beat, I know his price already. You know, so
right.
it's no confusion.
Yeah.
You know, so
Makes sense.
That way you can even get all that out of the way and just focus on the creative.
exactly.
Exactly.
Because if I'm in the studio with fucking Metro Boomin and I know his price is 25 grand a beat, what am I doing in there if I know I can't afford that beat?
Yeah.
Because we can make the sickest song right now, but if I can't
Or if you
afford the
didn't know.
25 grand, exactly.
Or like if you didn't know, and like, bro, you like recording to this beat. and you don't know what his price
Exactly,
is, and then it
exactly.
comes like then the price comes up later, and then you go, oh yo, what the fuck?
Exactly. You
Like-
can't be like, what the fuck? Because at the end of the day, you didn't ask.
Yeah,
So if you ask, well, before you get in the session, like, or when you in the session, like, yo, bro, what you be charging for these beats? Or, like,
Yeah.
how does this shit work? Because I know I'm about to go in there and flame this shit. So, like, you know,
but like I feel like it leaves like a bitter taste in people's mouths when like you don't handle and kind of sort those things out from the jump. You know?
exactly.
Like-
and at the same time, it could ruin a vibe too if it's about money.
Yeah,
But
facts.
I feel like depending on who you're in the studio with, like right now, I'm trying to get in the booth in the studio with Jetson Made It.
yeah,
So I'm like, boom, I know he knows how big he is compared to where I'm at.
yeah,
So I know he worked with artists that are in my realm. So I know he knows, okay, boom, what's your situation? What's how much could you, all right, cool. We're
Right.
going to
Yeah.
do this price, you know?
yeah,
So I know like they work with different levels of artists and they know, okay, boom, this is my price for this caliber of artist, this caliber of artist, this caliber of artist,
Right.
you know?
yeah. It's kind of similar to me as a mixer, you know. When I
Yeah,
have, like,
exactly.
indie artists like
If Drake
there's-
calls you right now, you got to charge him like fucking 10 bands a mix. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
It is what it is. Like, I feel like everybody's trying to move on up in this life, and you can't hold nobody back as long as they're doing their job. You know.
Exactly. So on this project that's coming, you mentioned how on the last project you didn't expect Diormi to be the one favorite of like the
Yeah.
fans and anything. So what are you predicting for this? And then after we hear it, we'll be able to come back to this and see.
Yeah.
What do you predict though?
I think this project is different in that sense of like, I feel like if you like the project, you like everything.
Mm.
But I also feel like Eastside is a very strong song, so you're always gonna remember that one. So it's like, out of the songs that haven't released, where it's like, okay, fan favorite, no video, nothing, I feel like Blood on the Money. Blood on the Money will probably be that one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Stick.
I feel like Stick. Oh, Stick got a video though, so I'm not really counting that one.
Okay.
I know Stick, like, you know, will do what it's gonna do.
Talk to me about Wave and
Mm.
how, like, what sort of things were you feeling when you like heard that production
beat?
from Hefe?
It's crazy because I actually told the engineer to turn it off. Anthony was engineering me at that time, was recording me. I was telling him like, nah, man, turn this beat off. Like, I wasn't really feeling it. And
That's
then
crazy.
the auto tune was messed up because you know sometimes producers be pitching their beats, so it's like
Yeah, I remember
the auto tune you had to like do something with.
But I think the sample was pitched down like eight
Like cents.
8 cents or some shit. So
Yeah.
like his auto tune was like kind of getting out of
I was like in between keys.
Exactly.
yeah,
One of
yeah,
those
exactly.
ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I was like, turn this shit off, and then Hefe's like, nah, trust me, just keep on going, because I did the first two bars that you hear in the bridge right before the beat drops. I had did those already, and then I think accidentally Anthony moved those to the beginning, and then I'm like, yo, leave it like that, and it was a bridge before the thing dropped, and then I just kept on going.
Damn.
And then by the time I got through the hook, I felt like it was one of those ones. I felt like it was like something different. It was energy. And I feel like I feel like I'm starting to learn how to build a project in terms of like, okay, boom, this is where you got to give your energy moments, and then these are where you got to slow it down and let people really understand what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I feel like it was a really good one to like let people turn up, have fun.
Yeah.
And then when they tune into the project, you have the Diormis,
You
have the
like slower
99
ones.
Problems, you got
Yeah.
the intro, you know, where
Yeah.
you can kind of get to know me.
Because like you have to think of like an album as like a roller coaster almost. You don't want fucking heavy bangers for 10 songs straight. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Bro, that shit will fucking exhaust that person's ear, right?
No, for real. It feels like when you used to listen to like back in the days trap mixtape, like Trapaholics and shit. Like when you just hear straight like
Straight
bangers.
trap beats for
Yeah,
like
straight,
30 minutes straight, bro.
Yeah, so I try to switch it up. A lot of the artists that I'm fans of, like Lil Durk, Future, Lil Baby, they try to switch it up as much as they can.
Yeah.
in terms of having different production. I feel like Dirk does it the best in terms of like hitting you with the bangers as the singles, and then as soon as you get into that project, he's talking about his girl, and you know, like he's letting you really know exactly how he feels. So
yeah,
I like that shit.
I think he's a great example that you can do both.
Yeah, exactly.
And like not have to just like pick one lane. And like just from hearing your stuff, like you have that same vibe. So it's like it's definitely dope.
Yeah, definitely. I try to put both vibes in it, in terms of just the turn shit, the pain shit. On the next album, I definitely want to get more personal though, and like let people inside of exactly how I think. I feel like I'm gonna start going back to writing.
Word.
Actually.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about what your process has been like lately, like what it's like working in the studio and how you go about.
Well, you know, for a year straight, I just freestyling.
Yeah.
Just freestyling everything. Like from I got signed, I was just moving so fast. So it's like I just started freestyling everything. I think I might have wrote one verse on the project and it was like muddy in that back room. I like just jotted down a few bars, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, everything was just straight out the dome. But now I'm trying to get into like trying to get deeper. So I'm trying to like be like, okay, cool. Let's start saying different words, different shit, different ways to put shit, you know, like and just start opening up with my story more. And just letting people know exactly where I come from and exactly where I'm headed and exactly how I see shit.
Word.
What sparked that?
Probably just wanted to be better. Just wanted to get better. And just knowing that what comes with me trying to get better comes with more money, comes with more position, comes with more being able to put my people on more, you know? So I just feel like it's that time in terms of like locking in and just making the best music possible and just taking it to that next level. I'm trying to really like break through to the States and really start being over there more.
Yeah.
Like I'm already there, but it's like I'm trying to have them hear me. Like
there, yeah.
Exactly. The other day, my homie was just driving by. Some girl was playing East Side, so it's like
that's crazy.
That's dope in Atlanta. So
who we had somebody here. I can't remember who it was, but they said that they listen to Wave all the time. I think it was one of my friends. Yeah, he said that one of his boys was like bumping Wave, and he was saying, "Yo, like I found this shit on the radio." I was like, "Yo, that's crazy, bro."
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, a lot of people be hearing my shit on the radio in jails and shit.
That's sick.
Yeah. I got a question for you guys.
Yeah. Hit us.
What's it like working with me?
I explained to you already, bro. Like from the first time I sat into just a session, I wasn't even working on anything at all. But I was like, yo, I think I even asked you. I was like, yo, are you from here? Because like, bro, for the longest time, hearing music out of Toronto, it's been the same sound. We know, like even people in the States talk about it. It's like, oh, that's not Toronto sound. Hearing yourself, I was like, yo, is this guy from where I'm from? Because like I was from the States, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh shoot, like what's going on? This is something new, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, where? And like just, I think you're working on Dior Me. That was the first song. That was the first.
I think I was changing a few lines in there.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, this is like, because this is literally things I like to listen to. So it was like, just the whole process of working with you, like later on, it was like, I'm genuinely just like a fan of the music regardless. So it's like, it doesn't even feel like work, you know what I mean? It's just like, we're just cooking up, making vibes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And for me, so I didn't know who you were, but I heard 99 Problems on an Apple playlist. And I was like, yo, who is this guy? And then I started seeing your name pop up in our booking calendar. I was like, okay, say word. Like, that's kind of funny.
Circuit,
So then it was, I guess when Anthony hit me to like do a mix.
Remember I sent you the screenshot the other day?
Yeah.
Bro, I actually never wanted to work with this guy. I was like, yo, bro, Anthony, could you just mix it? The same way you sounded, same way I sounded when you recorded me. I just want the mix to sound exactly like that, just louder. You know? But he was like, nah, you know, I don't really mix that type of stuff. And, you know, I guess he was like working on his own stuff.
Yeah.
I guess he was just working on his own stuff at the time. And then, yeah, I ended up linking up with you. I think we
did Wave.
No, we did.
Oh yeah,
Ties.
Ties first. Yeah,
Ties first. You got it to me within like a few days. It was dope. And then I just said, I think with Wave, I tried to go to another engineer that I recorded with in the States. That he was dope. It didn't really come out how I wanted it to, and then I sent it to you, and it was perfect. So I was like, fuck, I rock with Gravy.
Yeah. So I remember. So after that, we started like recording together.
Yeah.
And then that's when I got a better understanding of like who you were. Because it's one thing for me to like mix a record because I don't really understand. Like I understand, but I have to kind of try to understand what the vibe was like in the recording session and best translate that vibe in the mix. So it's a little bit different. But when I got to like actually meet you and record you, I was like, dude, this guy's fucking fast. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to record. Like a lot of these guys, like they're kind of slow and whatnot. But like when we get in there, we're like, we have a good rhythm. We know what we're doing.
Knock it out.
Everything's like structured. Everything comes with a plan.
Yeah, like I don't have to like think too much, you know, like, and like that's kind of, I like that because it puts the pressure on me. But I know that working with that, you know, your caliber of artists, like it's gonna push the both of us to keep growing, you know?
No, definitely. I was just telling Hefe too the other day. We were having a conversation again. Just about like having the right team around you and like having an engineer that cares. Like I never had an engineer before that would just call me for 2 hours talking to me about fucking mixes. Like talking to me about what's the next plan or what's this. So it's like it's exciting to have an engineer that like really cares about what you're doing, you know? And really cares about how this thing is coming about. And I know it's not really about money because it's like, you know?
No.
It's never been about money.
No,
So
yeah,
we didn't even discuss money. I don't even know how much you get paid for what
no,
you
bro.
do.
I just build a label.
Yeah.
We talk about, you know, we talk about it, but we don't like. I think a big reason why we work so well is because we don't have those like crazy conversations, and like we are just a lot more creative. We jump on Zoom and like, bro, we be fucking just having the time of our lives for a few hours.
For sure. My
You know,
girl
like-
be getting cheese like, why the fuck you talking to your engineer for so long? Like, what? You gotta get this shit right.
Oh shit!
No,
Sorry.
but like we're really just over. We over.
Sorry.
We over like do the post production.
Yeah.
Like we just try to make sure it's best as it can. If like sometimes I call Gravy like, yo fam, like on Letter from Miami. The girl was talking for a little bit longer. I was like, yo, bro, she sounds like a 30-year-old. Like, you know, like I wasn't really trying to hear that. So I'm like, yo, cut it short. Like,
And we had already
and that was
delivered it
after
to
it's
mastering.
mastered.
We already delivered it to mastering. So
Yeah,
I think,
it's like I just have these little epiphanies, and I'll be like, nah, man, this is not how I see it. You know?
A&R was cheesed.
Yeah, no, for sure. Everybody gets cheese, but
like,
it is what it is. Like, I'll be in the car, like listening. Remember, I was in Miami. I was listening to Blood on the Money, and I was listening to it after a whole bunch of like turnt shit.
yeah.
So then when I listened to that, I'm like, yo, fam, it's sounding slow, fam. And Gravy's like, yo, fam, when you listen to a whole bunch of fast shit and then you put on that, it's going to sound slow to you, you know? It's going to sound like it's offbeat. But, you know, it's good. It's like, it's good having that relationship with you in terms of like being able to call you pretty much anytime.
Yeah.
And like it feels like just from what I've heard, like I haven't like really been a part of the conversation, but like just from what I've heard, it sounds like you guys are very honest with each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Like you make it very clear what you expect, and he also makes it clear on like his ideas and shares and everything like that.
Even before we put out, like, even before we handed in Trench Baby, like Gravy told me, like, you know, I was listening to the project and I just think there's no money, there's no loss of faith. And then I had to explain to him like that's not what I want to do, you know, at this moment. And then I added Trench Love to the end of Solo Love, or Solo. I added Trench Love to the end of Solo, and then it's just dope. It ended up being like something along those lines of like a Muddy in terms of flow, but way different beat, you know. So,
and we gotta switch up in there.
Exactly, we gotta switch up in there. We got the signature switch up
with the signature reverse vocals all over the place.
Exactly. I feel like it would be something dope, and I also want to open up like to more like female fan base. Like I feel like a lot of my music caters towards like streets.
Yeah.
You know? I'm trying to turn that corner in terms of like female fan base.
Word. Like end of the day, like I'm doing this for like I said, well, I'm doing this for music. It doesn't matter like who it's with. But kind of we kind of have more or less like the same. You explain your vision to me, and I do my best to try and translate that. Or I might have I already kind of understand it and like where we're going. So yeah, I just try to like take that different approach too, and not the guy that you just fucking send your files to and put it in a black box and just hope to think
I used to hate that shit when I was like coming up. Like that's why I always record. That's why I got into recording myself, because I'm like, bro, I hate going with these engineers and they don't give a fuck about my music. They're just fucking recording me, pressing record and taking their money. You know, so it's like I just started. I think it was during the pandemic when they locked up all the studios. I don't even think the studios were really locked. I just put it into my head that the studios are locked. Fuck these niggas. I'm going to get all my studio equipment. I'm gonna go on YouTube and I'm gonna search up how to EQ, how to use autotune, how to every single last plugin that I want to use. I'm gonna figure it out. And then I knew that you needed EQ, and I knew that you needed compression and autotune, obviously. Yeah. But then, like, all the rest of the plugins, I'm like, okay, those are interchangeable, kind of, like, in terms of what type of sound you're trying to build. So then I just went on YouTube. I think it was, like, Wavy Wayne or some shit like that. And he just explained, so he explained pretty much how the compression worked. I didn't even understand nothing. I just paused the screen and kind of, like, seen the numbers that he had of that, put in the numbers on the EQ shit. I still don't even understand it, but I know how to record myself. I know how to press record. So yeah, I built myself up to that, and then that's kind of how I.
So like now, like wherever you go, because you're traveling a lot now. If you're on roads, you know that hey, I can record.
Yeah, myself. Exactly. I can record myself. It's different now because I know different like acoustics or like different like, because before when I was recording myself I didn't know about that shit, so I would just record myself anywhere in the most hollowest room or whatever and then it won't come out sounding good, you know, or I won't know how to use the Apollo. Like I won't know if you press this button, or won't know how to use the mic if you slide it to this setting it's better, or you know. Yeah. So all those type of things I would have to Google, like, you know. Yeah. And then I got to the point where I just started to learn more, and then now I could record myself anywhere. You know, I could get a big studio and record myself.
Yeah, it's like I don't see a whole lot of like artists taking like the initiative to like do something like that. So it's very admirable when like I I like leave to go to the bathroom real quick, and this guy's fucking on the computer playing with his vocal chain, and I'm like, bro.
No, for sure. Like I like to do that shit a lot. Even when I get home back to Atlanta, I'm gonna really lock in and try to change up my vocal chain in terms of like just adding to it, you know, in terms of just getting better sound.
Yeah, I think
out of what I'm doing.
We are in a place where we need to like pressure's on, bro. Yeah. But we need to like start applying that pressure to ourselves too, and like hold ourselves to like that higher standard.
Yeah, definitely. Even with the next project, like I had plans to put it out at the end, like November. Okay. But I'm not even putting a date on it at this point. I'm just trying to get the music
ready
where it needs to be.
Yeah.
so that 2023 we're doing shows, around the road with it. Just make the best music possible.
Yeah.
And like also like having shit ahead of time so that these DSPs could get behind you and like Apple Music could fuck with your shit.
Yeah.
All these people need to see shit ahead of time, bro. So
Yeah.
this last minute shit that I've been doing, it's dead.
Yeah. Come more prepared.
Yeah, just gotta be more prepared.
And like
a lot of the shit that I be doing, people think that it's planned and I'll be doing it like a week before the release date or like So
Yeah.
it's not really there's not that much structure to it. It's more like madness.
But I think what we've been able to prove is like, to a certain extent, is like, we're able to execute when we're asked to.
Yeah, exactly. So it is what it is. At this point, I'm just trying to level up the music, the way that it sounds, the way that everything looks in terms of like the videos, all that type of stuff. And I feel like everything else will fall in place in terms of like what God has in store for you.
Yeah, it's like listening to like Kendrick's project that just recently dropped. This guy was out for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, you listen to that shit, bro. It's creative. It's got depth to it. It's dynamic as fuck. Like he's touches on so many different topics. The music's dynamic. Like, bro, that's what a 5 album. Like that's what I would want to expect.
Exactly.
From,
It's like you could. Everybody gives their different attributes to the game. Like you could have LeBron and Steph, and they both give two different. They're both 99 players, like 99 overall players.
Yeah.
But they both like. One of them lacks over here. Like LeBron can't shoot the three like Steph, but Steph can't drive and slam on you like Bron.
Exactly.
So it's like everybody has their different attributes that they bring to the game, and it's just like you got to bring out the best in your attributes and kind of do that, and just know where you're lacking at.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, boom. I know how good songs are created with like words,
Right.
So I gotta get my pen game right. I gotta make sure that boom, I'm writing down this shit instead of just going straight off the top and just going wherever.
I think there's still something interesting and creative that happens when you are coming off the top, though.
No,
like,
definitely. I feel like it's moments.
Yeah.
And you gotta know when to take those moments,
Yeah.
When to freestyle, when to it's just like basketball, like I try to use that analogy a lot. You gotta know when to attack, when to shoot, when to hold back, when to be like past that. Okay. You gotta know when to do what in order to get the best results,
Yeah.
Like there hasn't ever been one type of like, okay, boom, I'm just gonna come up and shoot this one shot every time and it's gonna
That
go
does
in
not work,
and
bro.
it's gonna take me to the NBA finals. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So you gotta always be willing to change it up, always be willing to grow, learn. Like
But like,
you might have a hook that you're like, okay, boom, I could do this hook freestyle, but the verse I want to make sure I say some shit, so write this shit.
right. But like, how do you have that knowledge and how do you have that intuition to know when to do those things? It takes probably years of recording
Yeah,
and
exactly.
making tracks to
You just know
get to
based
that
off
point.
of the vibe you're trying to get. Like, I feel like after a certain amount of time, you know what you're trying to portray
Right.
in terms of the music, and when you're trying to just give off a vibe, you don't give a fuck what you're saying, and when you're trying to be like more serious and be like, okay, let me open up and talk about some shit. Like, I want my fans to leave away listening to my music and be like, okay, I didn't know that about him, or I need to. I want to open up a little bit more, and also like have different genres of music blend in with my music, because I feel like I hate when people listen to my music and then turn it off and go listen to like, oh yeah, I want to go listen to reggae, so I can't listen to P no more. No, I want you to listen to me in a reggae. I want you to listen to me in Spanish pop, anything. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I want you to never stop listening to me. So I want to be able to give them all type of vibes. That's what I like about Drake, because you could literally play Drake. Like, if you gave you one artist, you could literally choose Drake, because he's gonna give you that turn up shit. He's gonna give you that pain shit. He's gonna give you that
R&B.
fucking R&B. He's gonna give you that real hip hop. He's gonna give you everything. So that's like one artist that I really look up to in terms of that shit. So I'm trying to push that I'm trying to push that.
Nice.
Who's somebody that you haven't? You said that you're trying to like lock in with Jetson, but in terms of like the artist side, who would you say is somebody that you would want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
There's a lot of people. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface right now, so I feel like there's a lot of people that I want to work with. Yeah, there's a lot of people, bro. I can't even hold you. Like, I'm not one of those artists that is like, nah, I don't want to work with people. Like, I want to work with everybody and be able to like get that vibe off.
So why do you want to talk about a little bit about the Toronto scene?
Yeah, we could talk about it. I haven't 1-2 songs with Toronto artists. I think I was on Roadrunners project.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, a lot of Toronto artists reach out, want to do music, but in Toronto, it's like, it's different. No one doesn't even link up in the studio and do music.
Yeah.
It's sending straight emails because it's like, for you to link up and then them to link up and to have your whole squads in there together, you don't know what's going to happen. So a lot of artists reach out. I'm down to work, down to do whatever, you know? So a lot of artists reach out. It's just about rolling it out right. And like at the end of the day, like just continuing to build on what we've already built. You know?
Yeah. I feel like we kind of have a problem here in the city where like it's a lot different in Atlanta, right? Like everybody knows this from Toronto, where like, there's a lot of like gang violence and stuff like that. But like in Atlanta, bro, like these guys are putting each other on. Like look at Young Doug, bro.
No, there's still gang violence in Atlanta, but
of course,
at the same time, it's like, yeah, they're putting each other on, and it's just easier to like work. Like, it's easier for me to pull up to the studio in Atlanta. All I gotta do is just pull up. Like,
yeah,
I don't gotta think twice about it. I don't gotta be like, oh, let me watch my steps, and you know. So it's like, it's easier to just work in Atlanta, and like it's easier to just link up. Like, like a few different artists I linked up with out there. It was just easy.
Yeah.
You know? So in Toronto, it's just a different vibe. I feel like nobody really works together in Toronto in terms of the underground scene or the top artists in the underground scene.
Yeah.
But soon, I feel like soon we'll get to that point.
Yeah.
I feel like soon everybody's going to realize like there's enough space for everybody. And like there'll be enough opportunities that put us in the same rooms.
Right. Do you think that you're going to be a part of that?
Yeah, definitely.
Solution?
Definitely. I feel like I'll definitely be a part of that.
Sick. I like hearing that.
Yeah,
I like hearing that.
Yeah, let's get it. I'm with working with artists.
Yeah.
I'm with mixing sounds and like giving them something exciting. Like I always want people to be excited for what I'm about to drop, regardless if it's just me or if it's me and another artist. You know, and I think like having me and another Toronto artist or another 2 Toronto artists or whoever, I feel like it will make a dope mix, and then on top of that, it will get fans excited about Toronto music. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the best thing that will come from it.
Yeah. I think if we can get to that place, like, bro, Toronto, like we're already known for like having a sound and stuff. But like if we can get to that place, it's game over, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
It's fucking game over.
Yeah, definitely. We just
There's a
need
lot
more
of talent.
songs together. We need more music based, like linking up.
Dope.
Yeah, we could probably call it here. It was good, bro. So appreciate you coming on, taking the time to sit down with us and have a conversation.
Yeah,
and
for sure. This
Thank
conversation
you for coming
was
on,
dope.
bro.
Conversation was dope. We always have these conversations, but it's dope to put it on wax and just have people be able to listen to it.
Yeah,
Tune in.
exactly. So where can people find you for like your socials and stuff?
NF Portion on all platforms.
Trench Baby EP.
Trench Baby EP June 10th. Portion on all DSPs. And just look out to the new music. Look out to the shows coming next year.
Sick. Can't wait.
Dope.
For sure.
Yeah, yo.
Sick.
Get it.
And that's the Behind the Sounds podcast.
All right, thank you for having me, brothers.
Yeah. Peace, bro. The Behind the Sound podcast was recorded at the Orange Lounge Recording Studio, located downtown Toronto.